home and enjoy this. My birthday was Monday. Now I'm finally gonna go home and enjoy it with some Burger King. Here I come, baby! Burger King! Burger King! Yo! And talk to Bob Bear, cause he's my man. John King, kiss my ass.
What's up, fight fans? It's late. I should be in bed. Sorry, I thought I just saw something behind me. I didn't see anything behind me. It's just tiredness creeping in. Did you guys know that in the last 72 hours, this is true. So I was in Namibia, and then I had to quickly do something in South Africa. Then I had a transfer to Kenya, then Nigeria. Crazy. So I'm a bit tired. It's the 12 in Nigeria now, but I just wanted to film. And the reason I wanted to film is because I just fucked up. Pardon my French, but I just filmed a good Dillian Whyte video. Quality. Easy 9 out of 10 video. Like, and I forgot to turn the mic on. So literally you hear nothing. You see my mouth moving like this. Nothing. You know what? I'm gonna check the mic again just in case. It's on. Alright, so let's just try and remember what I said, which is gonna be difficult, but we'll try and go through some things. I think the main reason I've done this video is because I feel like Dillian Whyte is where right now? I have no idea where he is. All I see from him in the last 2 months, I think in the last 2 months, I think it's fair to say he's called out David Haye, Tony Bellew, Anthony Joshua, Hughie Fury, I think, maybe not, Joseph Parker definitely, Deontay Wilder, Big Baby. I'm trying to think who else he's called out, and he's not getting any of those fights. Go figure. We have a problem with Dillian Whyte right now. I remember we were supposed to fight Marius Vac as well. They were supposed to fight on that ridiculously poor card in the O2 arena, which was just the worst matchroom card, I think, in the history of matchroom cards, and that's saying something. How Eddie Hearn thought that deserved the O2 is beyond me. That was Bethnal Green York Hall at most, and I've seen better. In fact, better shows at Bethnal Green York Hall. In fact, all those fighters are Bethnal Green York Hall fighters, all of them. And I just think that, remember, he was supposed to have pulled out that fight because of injury. I find that highly suspicious. Reason being, I follow him on Instagram quite a lot because he's quite entertaining, and he's always in the gym, always training. So I kind of a bit confused as to what injury it was. I just feel like tickets weren't selling, public interest was zero. I don't know how much he gets per fight contract. I don't know how much Marius Vac gets per fight contract, but I think the numbers just didn't work. Pulled him from the card and promised him that he'll be on this card, which is Julius Ndongo versus Terence Crawford, August 19th. As we sit here today, July the 30th, will be 31st tomorrow, he has zero opponent, none. No opponent. Now, he was, and I saw this on Hatman Strikes Back, he was supposed to fight Michael Grant. I kid you not, it did confuse me a bit, so I googled Michael Grant. Not because I don't know my boxing, you guys know I know my boxing, but the reason being, I thought it cannot be the Michael Grant, as in Michael Grant, Lennox Lewis, as in 6'6", 6'7" Michael Grant, as in the one that fought Lennox Lewis nearly 20 years ago, Michael Grant. It can't be. And lo and behold, it was. This is why I love social media. We were like up in arms, right? It's fair to say Twitter kind of blew up a little bit. His Instagram kind of blew up a little bit. I was like, you cannot be fighting Michael Grant. You can't call out all the killers you've been calling out. Literally guys in the top 10 and then go and fight someone like Michael Grant, who I thought literally retired 5 years ago. True story. And I think that fight just got shut down completely. This is the problem I have with Dillian Whyte, and this is the problem I have with Dillian Whyte fans. I think Dillian Whyte's great for boxing. Do I think Dillian Whyte's a great boxer? No. Great for boxing. Very different. Sound the same, completely different. He hasn't beaten anyone. He hasn't beaten anyone. He lost to Derek Chisora. I've watched that fight 3 or 4 times, and not just because I'm a Derek Chisora fan, which I am. I'd have to admit on camera, because I think Derek Chisora just brings it. Almost like a bit of Dillian Whyte. They kind of remind me of each other. But I've watched it 3 or 4 times, and I've always scored it 3 rounds, 2 rounds, and 1 round. to Derek Chisora. I've never given it to Dillian Whyte, so he lost that fight for me. Obviously, we know he got knocked out by AJ. So right now, I feel like he's famous for beating up Brian Minto, which is probably his biggest name on the record, and stumbling AJ. That's what I keep hearing about. He nearly beat AJ. What do you mean he caught AJ, right? Yeah. Nearly beating AJ was what Vlad did. Stumbling AJ is not nearly beating AJ. So I feel like, as much as we give Tony Bellew stick for beating up a one-legged man in David Haye, and now almost proclaiming the next coming of the best heavyweight in the world, Dillian Whyte deserves stick for like calling all these guys out, which is fair enough. People call each other out, but what have you done lately? What have you done lately? You're calling out WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder, and yet you beaten no one. Joseph Parker, you beaten no one. And the Joshua rematch, you done nothing. And the Joshua's kind of cleaned up the fringe heavyweights and then taken on the big bad Vlad and done a good job. I don't know what you've done. It confuses me. It confuses me. And I think it's his fans on Instagram and Twitter. They constantly say stuff like, Dillian Whyte, why don't you go and do a job on David Haye and Anthony Joshua? I know you can beat him up. And he responds. And I don't know if they're just winding him up. I don't know if it's a bit of hyperbole. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that makes them think that he can do this. I mean, I remember watching him against Dave Allen, and I thought, like, you know. So sometimes I don't know if the people that he's calling out just look at him and think, oh, who's this? I mean, you look tough, you sound tough, but you've done nothing. You've done nothing. For me, the only fight that makes 110% sense right now, as we stand here right now, July 31st, is Derek Chisora. I still think he's got Derek Chisora problems. I really do. I think Derek Chisora beat him, and I think the rematch would be fantastic. And then that will then sell out the O2, because both of them have got a good following in London. And you put a good undercard in it, and it tops the bill, right? I think it's fair to say it was fight of the year 2000 and wherever it was 16. So I can't see why we can't rerun that fight. I think it was a very, very competitive fight. Derek Chisora seems to be struggling for an opponent right now. Dillian Whyte is clearly struggling for an opponent right now. Match him again. Match him again. I think we all know that Derek Chisora isn't afraid of losing. And to be fair, Derek Chisora is a good fighter still. He's only lost to really good fighters. I mean, when you look at Derek Chisora's record, it's very deceiving. But when you look at it carefully, he's lost to Kubrat Pulev, Vitaly Klitschko, David Haye, Tyson Fury. And I'm not even going to announce the other one because he didn't lose that fight. He didn't lose those two fights for me. So for me, the four fights he's lost cleanly have been against, at the time, very, 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 very good boxers. I think Dillian Whyte, Derek Chisora makes so much sense because right now, you're in a situation with Dillian Whyte where no one really wants to A, take that risk because he could land something, B, he's not a draw, and C, his record doesn't say he's done anything. So there's a bit of struggles there, right? Is that fair, people? So it's an interesting one. I just don't know if Eddie Hearn knows what to do with him. Hence why they've been unable to secure a fight. Supposedly they've offered Deontay Wilder the biggest payday of his career. Again, Eddie Hearn talks a bit. I'm not sure that's true. Why would Eddie Hearn offer Deontay Wilder the biggest payday of his career to take on Dillian Whyte? Why didn't you do that with Anthony Joshua? Yeah. So it's an interesting one. I don't think he's a draw. I think let me take that back. I think he can sell some tickets, but I don't think he can headline a big show by himself, like what we're going to try and do with Marius Vac. I don't know if that works yet. But there's other fights out there. There's likes of Carlos Takam, there's Dominic Roselli, there's people, there's Charles Martin who's now come back after he's lost to AJ. He's won a couple of times, I believe, against fringe fighters. People like that. Do that and then beat a couple of those people up convincingly, like AJ did, and then by all means call out the big boys. I say the big boys, but the big names in the division. Ring Magazine have Dillian Whyte number 9 in their pound for pound heavyweight rankings. Interesting. Leave your thoughts below. Peace.